Daf Yomi, Tractate, Sanhedrin, page 22b, part 2, with the words Hasam Hainu Taima. Mehera Yibaneh HaMikdash. Uve'inyan Kohen HaRa'ui LaAvodah, Veleka HaChanami Ba'ena Kohen HaRa'ui LaAvodah Veleka. The Gemara responds, there, with regard to drinking wine, this is the reason for the prohibition. The temple will speedily be built, and we need a priest who is fit for the temple service. And if the priests drink wine, there are none. Therefore, none of them may drink wine. The Gemara objects, if so, here too, with regard to growing hair long, I need a priest who is fit for performing the temple service as soon as the temple is rebuilt. And if the priests grow their hair long, there are none. Hacha efshar dimisaper v'ayil ahatam nami efshar dayanim purta v'ayil d'amar Rav Acha derech mil v'shena kol shehu mafigin et hayayin v'la vitmarala Amar Rav Nachman Amar Rav Bar Avu Lo shanu ela shishata kedei reviz Aval yoter kedei reviz Kol sheken derech Torah deto v'shena mishakarto. The Gemara responds, here it is possible for him to cut his hair and enter the temple immediately. The Gemara rejects, there too it is possible for him to sleep a little and go in. As Rav Acha says, walking the distance of a mil or sleeping even a minimal amount will dispel the effect of wine that one has drunk. The Gemara responds, but wasn't it stated with regard to Rav Acha's statement? Rav Nachman says that Rabba Bar Avu says they taught that the wine's effect is dispelled in such a way only when he drank a quarter log at most. But if he drank more than a quarter log, all the more so that walking the distance disturbs him and sleep makes him more drunk, unless he sleeps for a long time. Rav Ashi Amar Shtuye Yain de Machal Yavoda Gazru Behu Rabbanan Peru'e Rosh Delo Machal Yavoda Lo Gazru Behu Rabbanan. Rav Ashi said the difference between drinking wine and growing hair is this. Concerning priests drunk on wine who desecrate the temple service when they perform it while intoxicated, the sages decreed about them not to drink even after the temple was destroyed. With regard to long-haired priests who do not desecrate the temple service by performing it with hair that is too long, the sages did not decree about them not to grow their hair out after the temple was destroyed. Meitve ve'elu shebamisa peru'ei rosh ushtuye yayin. The Gemara raises an objection to Rav Ashi's distinction from Braita Tosefta Kritot 1:2. And these are they who are sentenced to death at the hand of heaven, priests who enter the temple with long hair or drunk on wine. Be'eshlam shtuye yayin dichtiv yayin v'shechar al tesht ata uvanecha velo tamutu ela peru'e rosh b'nalan. The Gemara comments, granted the priests entering the temple drunk on wine are liable for death, as is written, drink no wine nor strong drink, you or your sons with you, when you go into the tent of meeting, that you not die. It shall be a statute forever, throughout your generations. Leviticus 10:9. But for priests with long hair, from where do we derive that they are punished with death at the hand of heaven? Deit takash shtuye yain lepurei rosh. Ketiv v'rosham lo yigalechu upara lo yishalechu uketiv v'yain lo yishtu ma shtuye yain b'misa af purei rosh b'misa. The Gemara responds, it is from the fact that priests drunk on wine were juxtaposed to those with long hair. It is written, they shall not shave their heads, and long hair they shall not grow, Ezekiel 44:20. And it is written in the next verse, neither shall any priest drink wine when they enter the inner court, Ezekiel 44:21. Just as priests drunk on wine are liable to receive death at the hand of heaven, so too those with long hair are liable to receive death at the hand of heaven. Umina ma shtuye yain dimach liavoda apurei rosh dimach liavoda kasha. And if so, from this very juxtaposition one may learn that just as priests drunk on wine desecrate the temple service, so too those with long hair desecrate the temple service, which poses a difficulty for Rav Ashi's statement. The Gemara acknowledges this poses a difficulty. Amar le Rav Ashi, hi. Aduloas ale Cheskel man amra uletamech veletamech had amar Rav Chizda devar ze mitorat Moshe Rabbeinu lo lamadnu ad sheba Yecheskel v'limadnu kol ben nechar arel lev ve'arel basar lo yavo el mikdashei l'sharteni ad lo ba Yecheskel man amrei ela gamara gemiri le v'ata Yecheskel v'asmachche akra hachanami gamara gemiri le la v'ata Yecheskel v'asmachche akra. Ravina said to Rav Ashi, this halacha until Yecheskel came and taught it, who said it? How can a halacha by Torah law be derived from the juxtaposition of verses in Ezekiel? Rav Ashi responded that according to your reasoning, then, with regard to the statement that Rav Chizda says, we did not learn this following matter from the Torah of Moses, our teacher, until Ezekiel came and taught it to us. No stranger, uncircumcised in heart and uncircumcised in flesh, shall enter into my sanctuary to serve me. Ezekiel 44:9. Until Ezekiel came and taught it, who said it? Rather, this halakha is learned as a tradition, and therefore was observed for generations, and Ezekiel came and gave it support by writing a verse. Here too, this halakha is learned as a tradition, and Ezekiel came and gave it support by writing a verse. V'chigamri halacha lemita lachol le'avoda lo gamiri. There were comments that when they learned this halakha was to teach that a priest who violates the restriction is liable to receive death at the hand of heaven. But the fact that it is considered desecration of the temple service is not learned as a tradition. Okay. Mai kasom yichasmu et roshehem tana kemin tisporet lulyanit. Mai tisporet lulyanit. Rav Yehuda Amar Shmuel tispurta יחידמי, אמר רב אשי ראשו של זה, בצד עיקרו של זה. The Gemara asks, what is the meaning of they shall trim only their heads? Ezekiel 44:20. The sages taught in the Halacha. The sages taught in a Braita like a Lulianite haircut. The Gemara asks, what is a Lulianite haircut? Rabbi Yehuda says that Shmuel says a unique haircut. The Gemara asks again, what is it like? Rav Ashi says, the hair is cut so that the hair of the head of the hair in this row is at the side of the bottom of that row. The head of the hair in this row is at the side of the... I'm not sure how to picture that. Maybe it's a step haircut, maybe? שאלו את רבי איזה הוא תספורת של כהן גדול, אמר להן שאו וראו ותספורת של בן אלעשה. תניא רבי אומר לא על חינם פיזר בן אלעשה את מאותיו, אלא כדי להראות בו תספורת של כהן גדול. The sages asked Rabbi Yehuda Hanasi, what was the haircut of the high priest? He said to them, go out and see the haircut of Ben Elasa, who was the son-in-law of Rabbi Yehuda Hanasi, who sported the high priest's hairstyle. It is taught in a Braita, Rabbi Yehuda Hanasi says, not for nothing did Ben Elasa disperse money on his haircuts, but in order to demonstrate himself the haircut of the high priest. Hadran alach Kohen Gadol. We shall return to you, Kohen Gadol. And this concludes the second parak of Sanhedrin.